All right, welcome everyone. Today we are diving headfirst into the brilliant and sometimes chaotic world of the Clockwork Expansion. We're going to unpack the sneaky, cunning logic of the bots that can turn your friendly woodland game into an all-out automated war zone. So let's get right into it.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You've got the gorgeous root board all set up, you're itching to scheme and battle for control of the forest, but you're a player or two short. It's the classic board gamer's dilemma. But what if? What if you could fill those empty seats with some absolutely ruthless, calculating opponents?
And that, my friends, is where this comes in. The Clockwork Expansion introduces these automated factions, or bots, that let you play Root solo, co-op, or just flesh out a smaller game. They follow this really specific set of rules, kind of like a law of Rootbotics, that makes them incredibly tough and, honestly, fascinating opponents. Now, this is a really crucial point. The game's rules treat these bots as full-fledged players. They aren't just, mindless obstacles on the board. They score points, they are actively trying to win, and they follow their own devious programming. So yeah, that empty chair at your table, it's not empty anymore. It's occupied by a relentless, calculating opponent. So the big question is, how does a piece of cardboard with a bunch of rules printed on it actually mimic a thinking player? Well, it all boils down to a couple of core concepts that act like the bot's brain, guiding every single decision it makes with cold, hard, unfeeling logic. Okay, so how does it know what to do? It all starts with the order card. The best way to think about this is like its mission for the turn, its to-do list. It just flips a card and bam! The suit on that card, whether it's a fox, mouse, rabbit, or bird, instantly dictates its priorities. It's a super simple but really elegant system that gives every single turn a unique focus. But what happens when the bot has, say, 2 or 3 options that all seem equally good according to its rules? That's where the clearing target priority comes into play. Think of this as the bot's internal GPS, its foolproof tiebreaker system. If it has to choose between a couple of clearings, it never gets stuck. It just defaults to a fixed priority system that's printed right there on the map. So let's take a look at how this actually works. When you set up the game, you place these little numbered markers on the map. Whenever a bot needs to break a tie, it doesn't even think about it. It just targets the clearing with the lowest number. So 1 is always its top choice, and 12 is its absolute last resort. This completely removes any guesswork and makes its decisions lightning fast. All right, so beyond that core logic, all the bots share a set of universal rules. And honestly, I like to think of these as their built-in quirks and personalities. The things that make playing against them feel so unique and really force you to change up your strategy. Let's break down some of these quirks. First, poor manual dexterity just means they don't hold a hand of cards, so you can't try and guess what they might play. Hate surprises is a real game changer. You cannot play ambush cards against them, period. This forces you into these direct head-on fights. They also can't go for a dominance victory. They are 100% focused on racking up points. And finally, when you attack them, they have a set damage order. They always remove their tokens before their buildings go down. You have to understand these limits to find their weaknesses. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this all comes together in practice. We're going to walk through a quick sample turn with a classic bot, the Mechanical Marquise 2.0. This will show you exactly how these pretty simple rules create such a challenging opponent. Let's see this thing in action. We're going to zoom in on the daylight phase, which, as you know, is the real heart of any faction's turn. The Marquise bot follows a very, very specific sequence of actions, and we'll see exactly how that order card and the clearing priority come into play. So during daylight, the Marquise is on a strict 5-step program. No ifs, ands, or buts. It will always try to battle first, then recruit, then build, then move, and finally expand. There is zero deviation from this plan. It's a simple, predictable, and totally ruthless machine. All right, so let's just say it's time for the build step. What's the bot thinking? Well, its programming is crystal clear. Its #1 goal is to find a clearing that it already rules and that has the most of its own warriors. It's always trying to fortify its strongest position on the board. But what if 2 or more clearings are tied for the most warriors? Aha! Remember that GPS we talked about? This is exactly where it kicks in. The bot will consult those clearing priority markers and simply choose the clearing with the lowest number. No hesitation, no analysis paralysis, just a clean, logical decision. And for the final piece of the puzzle, how does it decide what to build? Well, for that, it looks right back at that order card from the start of the turn. If the card it drew was a fox, it builds a sawmill. If it was a mouse, it builds a recruiter. A rabbit, a workshop. The order card gives the command, and the bot just executes. Simple as that.
But hey, the Clockwork Expansion is about way more than just filling empty seats at the table. It fundamentally opens up completely new ways to experience Root, sometimes turning the competitive wargame completely on its head. For example, the expansion introduces a fully cooperative mode. So instead of fighting each other, all the human players are on the same team. The goal changes entirely. You all have to get to 30 victory points before any single bot does. It transforms the game into this super tense puzzle of teamwork against a relentless ticking clock. And the variety here is just incredible. There are bot versions for almost all of the major factions. You can face off against the super aggressive electric Eyrie, the sneaky automated alliance, or even the totally unpredictable Vagabot. Each one has its own unique logic board and presents a completely different puzzle to solve. So, there you have it. The bots operate on a clear, predictable, and yet incredibly challenging set of rules. They don't make mistakes, they don't get emotional, and they will relentlessly pursue their objectives turn after turn. They turn the Woodland War into a true test of your strategy and your ability to optimize. The only question left is, are you ready for that challenge?